Clover is back, and I have a feeling I'm going to work through this as I talk. The chapter starts off with, the defeat with Damnado, and he is just lamenting the fact that he was defeated by the Black Bulls. Out of all the people who could have defeated him, it was the people that he generally hated the most. Like, Damnado was a royalist elitist prick. Like, that is just a fact. He might have been a good man in a way, because him and Julius had a proper connection to one another, and they have proper understanding. But he generally was an elite royal prick. He had no issue scapegoating Asta. In fact, he was even going to scapegoat a small child just to scapegoat Asta. So while I'm sure he's happy he's free from Lucius's control, he's most likely humiliated that he was defeated by Asta. And the Witch Queen, man, she is built different. Even though she took the attack like everyone else did, she just gets back up. She's covered in blood, obviously, but yeah, no, she can keep going. And then she uses her magic across the entire witch's forest to basically heal everyone. But the injuries combined with having to save everyone is apparently too much for her, and basically use up all the magic she has left in her. And she ages like crazy. Now, we already knew the Witch Queen was centuries old. We don't know how many centuries, but plenty. But I assume she had like some kind of blood magic that had just kept her youthful the entire time. I didn't think it was a continuous spell that she had to keep pumping magic into, but the fact that she just aged automatically after saving everyone and burning through the rest of her magic means she's consistently burning through her magic to keep herself young and beautiful. That takes some serious dedication. She wanted to make sure everyone knew that she was hot. But now that she's basically out of magic and she's an old woman, she decides that she's going to step down as the Witch Queen, and she tries offering it to Vanessa. Vanessa doesn't actually accept, but then Dorothy pops up and says, "Hey, let me do it. I would be a great Witch Queen." And I'm guessing this conversation is going to be off screen later on, because we get no conclusion to this. The Witch Queen doesn't say, "Yeah, sure, Dorothy, you can be the new queen," nor does Vanessa say that she wants it. Like, nothing is resolved. We just have a next generation kind of thing going on. And that's when we finally get a flashback to what is the main point of this chapter, which is that Asta has the ability to give anti-magic to other people. And dear God, I did not like this at all. It's not that other people got anti-magic yet. In fact, I will explain all the complaints I've heard and how they're not valid, but my complaint, I will say, is valid. I know that's kind of narcissistic of me, but you'll understand. The first complaint I've heard is that this is basically what Naruto did at the end of Naruto Shippuden. The thing is, being able to share magic is a common thing that has happened throughout Black Clover, so the fact that Asta can share anti-magic just makes sense. I have no issue with this. It's not copying Naruto. This is just what happens in Black Clover. Second complaint I've heard is that the ability to mix anti-magic and magic doesn't make sense. The thing is, we've actually already seen this happen. In the movie, Asta actually gets magic through a sword of the Wizard King, and he's fully capable of using both anti-magic and magic at the same time, so that's not an issue I have either. Now, the complaint that I have, quite simply, is the simple fact that everyone in Black Clover universe has their own way of fighting. Even if it means not being the strongest, you can still fight effectively and win. The second best fight, and probably the best character moment in all of Black Clover, is the Magna versus Dante fight. In the Black Clover universe, there's royals, nobility, commoners, and then peasants. And in that order, you have the most amount of magic to the least amount of magic. And Magna is a peasant, so he has the least amount of magic. And his magic capacity has an upper limit that he just can't get to everyone else. And so he just can't win just with brute force or any other way. He had to find his own way of fighting. He had to find a way to be smart about how he fought and then play to his own strengths. And he does that in the Dante fight, where he creates a soul chain which links their souls together and forces you to end up into a boxing match with Magna. It is without a doubt one of the most badass fucking scenes ever. And now, Asta can just give anti-magic to him, and so his ability to do that, him coming up with a way to fight in his strengths while overcoming his weaknesses, has no meaning anymore. That goes for every other character as well. If there's something significant or special about the way they do things, in the end, it doesn't matter, because mixing magic and anti-magic will always be better, no matter what they do, no matter what they come up with. Anti-magic is fucking anti-magic, for God's sakes. It can nullify all magic. So that means you can fight with magic, but your opponent cannot. And so that's just really my main issue with this, which is the simple fact that it just nullifies everyone's growth, because now all that matters is, Asta can share his anti-magic with you. But there is a caveat that is mentioned, that he can only do this with people that he's like super close to or has some kind of familiar bond with, which answers the question of, that thing that he can only do with Ichika, that he can't do with the rest of the Ryu 7. And that seems to be this. He can share his anti-magic with her, but not with the rest, which means he probably has a much closer bond with her than the rest, which makes perfect sense. They did have that heart-to-heart, and she's also Yami's sister, so that actually makes sense. Still don't like the fact that he can do it, but the fact that he can do it with her specifically and not other samurai does make sense. But yeah, all the Black Bulls all get ready, they suit up, and now they're off to fight Lucius. Once again, I already thought Lost at this point was an overpowered god who could crush Lucius on his own, but now that he has an army of anti-magic users, fuck, dude, I have no idea how Lucius has any chance of winning at this point. Like, I feel no stakes whatsoever. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Black Clover and other anime things. Thank you, and have a great day.